Good morning, guys. Welcome back to Mornings with Granny. We're going to be canning vegetable soup this morning. I tried to get you at the best angle I can, and this is about as good as I can get. First of all, I am not a professional canner. Make sure that you look up your instructions for your pressure canner. This is the Presto pressure canner. It only holds 8 pints or 7 quarts. Make sure you look up the way to can things in your area, because altitude makes a difference. Today we're going to be doing 8 pints of vegetable soup. They'll be cooking at 10 pounds for 55 minutes. First of all, make sure your jars are clean, and always remember, cold jars, cold food, hot jars, hot food. I have 3 quarts of water in here to start heating up. I want it to be just barely warm when I start to put these jars in, because my jars are cold. So let me put this over here. Like I said, look at your pressure cooker's instructions and go by that. I have rings and lids in here. It's just in hot water. And then my vegetable soup. So what we're going to start doing is putting the vegetable soup in. Now I'm not going to be adding any salt in here because I'd already put salt in the soup. So you want to fill it up to that first ridge. I'll do another one, and then I'm going to cut you off and finish filling these. See the ridges right here? I'm going to put just a little bit more in here. My grandmother taught me how to can soup when I was about 16 maybe, at a house a couple of doors down from where I live at now. Someone had gave her a lot of tomatoes, and so I helped her that day, and we canned soup, and then we made some vegetable beef soup, and we froze that. And you could freeze this if you wanted to. I just don't have freezer space. Alright, I'm going to finish filling these up, and then I'll come back. Alright guys, I have filled my jars up, so the next thing I want to do is I'm going to take some vinegar and water, just a little bit, dampen a paper towel, and go around the rims, because you don't want any food on the rim that could cause the jar not to seal. It is hot here today. I had to go in there and cut my air conditioner on. It's very hot. Tell you what, it's kind of wild out there now, isn't it? I went to the grocery store the other morning, and there was no bread. The tuna was sold out, the paper towels, the toilet paper, the meat counter might have had 20 packs of meat. It's just wild out there. That's why you should always take a little extra and prep. And also learn how to can and preserve your food. Don't throw it away, even if it's just a little bit. Save it. Alright, I've wiped all the jars off. I have this on low heating up. So now when you take your lids out, try not to touch the underneath. And all I'm going to do is put that on hand tight, and then I'm going to set it down in the canner. Now I'm going to finish this and I'll come back. Alright guys, I'm putting the last ring on. Canning is not that hard. You just have to be respectful. Make sure everything's clean. Make sure you follow the directions. Now, according to what I looked up on vegetable soup, for my area, pints are 55 minutes at 10 pounds. Now I'm going to turn this up. Let me see if I can bring you over here where you can see inside the canner without losing everything. Let's see. The jars are in here. There's 3 quarts of water in here because that's what my canner calls for. Now I have a gauge on mine. Before you put your lid on, you want to make sure this port here that lets the steam out is clear. You want to make sure this release goes up and down, and make sure your ring, your rubber ring, seal, whatever you want to call it, is in good shape. Sometimes these things are hard to get on, but now what I'm going to do is lock that down, make sure it's caught all the way around. We've got to bring this up to a boil. When the steam starts coming out of here, I will bring you back because it has to steam out of this porch here for 10 minutes. So I'll bring you back then. Alright guys, I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's some steam starting to, let's see if you can see it. If you can or not. Steam is starting to come out right here. Now what you want to do now on this pressure cooker is I'm going to set the timer for 10 minutes and let the steam come out. After 10 minutes, I'll bring you back. We're going to put the valve cover on, and then we're going to start getting it up to 10 pounds of pressure. You see it a little bit better now. See the steam? Okay, bring it back 10 minutes. Alright guys. The steam has been coming out for 10 minutes, so now we're going to put the valve cover on, like that, and we're going to wait for this gauge to register 10 minutes. Now, it won't take very long for this to come up, so do not walk away from your pressure cooker. It's dangerous to walk away from it. Once this gets to 10 pounds, I'm going to start counting 55 minutes. Make sure you keep adjusting your eye, because you want this to stay at 10 pounds. You don't want it to go up or down because it can cause your lids to tint and they could blow. So I'll bring you back when this gets finished. We still have 40 minutes to go, but I wanted you to see it's on 10 pounds of pressure. I had to cut the burner down about 3 times to get it just to come down and stay at 10 pounds. Because when it got to about 9 pounds, that's when I started cutting my burner down, because I do not want it to go past, I don't know if you can see that little black mark past the 10. I don't want it to go past there. Alright, I will bring you back after this cools down, because once this finishes, well, it's 39 minutes now. Once this finishes, you have to let it cool down completely. This has to go all the way back to 0. Do not remove this until it does, and do not remove the lid until it does. So I'll bring you back then. Alright guys, the canner is finally cooled down. We'll bring you around here where you can see. This is on 0, and a little relief, I guess you call it relief valve, I'm not sure, is down. That's what you want. And you're going to very carefully take this lid off and lift it away from you. So let's get this off. This is very hot. Let me get a pot holder. I turned it. I'm going to lift it away from me. See the steam coming out? These jars are very hot. Let's see. Let me get you over here. I hear one of them sizzling. See? So what you're going to do next is you're going to very carefully lift these out. Now, I let mine, let me get down here where you can see me. I let mine cool for 48 hours before I take the rings off. You always want to take the rings off because they could give you a false seal by holding that lid on. So in 48 hours, I will take the rings off. I'll wash the jars. Now I will check in a couple of hours to make sure they're all sealed. If they don't seal, I'll just either freeze what's in the jar or eat it later, because I'm not planning on doing another pot of stuff. So, to very, very carefully lift these out. But that's all there is to canning. Just make sure you read the instructions. See how pretty that is? Let me bring it up here closer. Read the instructions for your canner. Check the altitude for where you live at, and also whatever you're processing, check and see what the times are on it. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and get off here and finish getting these out. Alright guys, give this a thumbs up. I hope you have a good day. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and be safe out there. Bye-bye.